Let's see if he changes his shirt. Yes, he does, ladies and gentlemen.
And
He
now
does
we
change his
have
shirt.
to look at whack Nick Kyrgios, who clearly is not dressed for the occasion,
But do
unlike
you
our
but
good
do
friend
you want to see Nick
Brittany.
Kyrgios in a shirt and
No,
tie?
no, actually, I don't even want to see Nick Kyrgios. Like, let's start there.
Uh,
Let's just start right there. Like, we don't need to see him. He needs to be, in a courthouse somewhere. Like, we don't need him here at this and them giving him this opportunity. I mean, Alexandra Stevenson, like she could. This was supposed to be her slot, but clearly they ain't want her anymore, and that's unfortunate. Huh.
I don't know who this beer belly Mark is on Twitter, but I just did
Beer
a quick
belly
search
Mark.
from Nick Kyrgios, and he said, "How did Nick Kyrgios make it on ESPN? Are we just picking the most obnoxious experts possible? At least McEnroe won titles and was the best in the world at one point.
Okay.
Nick Kyrgios has 0 majors and never was a top 10 player. You can do better, ESPN." Well, he's not wrong.
He is not.
He is not necessarily what I would call. I mean, but I do feel two ways though, because like tennis does have this stigma of being very buttoned up to the very top, right? And Nick Kyrgios coming on air with a graphic tee, a little bit of jewelry, and a baseball cap to like talk to an audience who that's essentially their comfort zone. I think that there is some connection in bringing people to the sport in that way. I don't necessarily think that he needs to do that all the time, but I wouldn't be mad if that's like something he incorporates, or like what a lot of people incorporate, because tennis just, for a lot of people still, I mean, you can argue that back if you want, but a lot of people just kind of, raise their nose up to the idea of watching tennis. And for some people, ESPN, or for some people that watch ESPN, Nick Kyrgios is he's made tennis cool guy, So
Okay.
You don't see that point?
I mean,
No.
there could have been others.
Yeah, C&J said tennis fans seem very particular. C&J, that is the tip of the iceberg. Trust me. Particular is putting it mildly.
Oh, shucks.
Putting it mildly. I agree, Melissa, that the first set was definitely important, if not downright paramount, for Tiafoe to really feel like he has a 1 foot into the final, which is where he wants to be. He said it a couple years in a row. He's going for it. He really is going for it. Kareem will be right back, guys. Let's see. By the way, Sydney brings up a really, really good point here that about Nick Kyrgios, by the way. He does it all the time. Yeah, he has his audience and bringing new people to the sport, but he really needs to know what he can do. He needs to show what he can do on the court instead of running his mouth all the time. Yeah, Sydney, if he was able to merge his off-court charisma with more on-court success, he'd really be cooking with grease. But now he's just kind of the guy that runs his mouth and is known as a bad boy in that regard, but not really a bad boy for his tennis, because we're looking at 2 players right now on the court that have had more successful careers than Nick Kyrgios. Neither of them have made it to a Grand Slam singles final, but lest we forget, one of the reasons Nick Kyrgios got to that Wimbledon final is because Rafael Nadal injured himself in the round before and gave Nick Kyrgios a walkover into the final. So you can't tell the whole story without including that part. But you know what, Melissa? I absolutely would rather Nick Kyrgios be the guy on the mic than John McEnroe, or like you say, John Isner, because that's not what we want to see. Nope. We